Hey guys, welcome to Dftg 1392. I'm sorry, 1317, not 92. 92 is my Rivet course. So welcome to Dftg 1317. This is AutoCAD with Architecture, and I'm your instructor Cleo Washington. And today we're actually going to go ahead and design the roof plan. Okay, but first let's recap on some of the things that we covered in the last modules. We did the first and second floor plan. Okay, so this is essentially it. This is how it should look. Uh, as stated, there was a reason why I wanted to add 6-inch walls, because I wanted to make sure that you guys were not just copying things. I want you actually to, get, you know, take full advantage of that which you have paid for. Okay, you want to make sure you're spending the proper amounts of time learning the software. Yes, you can copy things and you can do things and you can take shortcuts, but at the end of the day, the only person that you are shortcutting is yourself. Okay, dollars are hard to come by these days, so I want you to make sure that you're taking full advantage of your opportunity to take this course. Okay, so this is where we left off. This is the first floor, and this is the second floor. The only thing I didn't do was add the text and interior dimensions. If you watched the last video, that is what I'm holding you guys responsible for. Actually, once I do one of these or do one of these and actually create a leader, it's just repetition at that point of you copying the text around. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to do the same thing with the roof plan. So as of right now, we can go ahead and turn these off. So type in LAYFRZ and hit the space bar to activate the command, and go ahead and freeze that layer. LAY. Go ahead and freeze those layers, the text layer. You can freeze the leaders as well. Only thing I really want to show, let's freeze the dimension lines. Only thing I really want to show is the actual roof plan. Okay, now get out of that and let's freeze the title block as well. And guys, actually, and I'll do a brief demonstration. I had a student contact me today about this title block, and literally, you would never see a title block in a sheet file or a paper file. All right, and that. Let me give you a little bit of background on that information. I know you guys are new. You have sheet space. That's what this is, and then you have paper space. If you click these, if you click this little tab at the bottom, this is what's called paper space. And you can go here to, page setup manager, and you can tell it that, you want to, right now the page size is 11 by 17. You can click modify, and you can tell it that you want it to do, a whole different size. You want to, and we'll get into that once we get into that, but I just, right now I want to get the drawings prepared and get caught up on the drawings. Right now we are in what's known as model space. You'll never see a title block in model space. Okay, you will only see it in paper space. And once we get to this point, I'm going to show you guys how to set the correct size and how to import the title blocks in. Okay, and this is actually a viewport. So if you click in here, you can now see like what's where is it? Let's see if I can find it here. There it is. You can now see what's actually drawn, okay, in your model space. And this is how you set sheets up. And then you go and select this, and then you can come and change the scale. This is where you would actually apply the scale right here. Okay, but we'll get into that later. I just want to kind of give you guys a little bit of pre-work, if that makes sense, so you guys are not getting confused as to why I'm saying do this and why I'm saying do that. What you're getting with me, ladies and gentlemen, is someone that's got 15, 20, 25, 30 years experience in the industry. And when you start working for people or firms or establishments or organizations, you will never ever see this title block in the model space like this. We just brought it in like this because it was in the PDF. So we actually can go ahead and delete that. And I'll show you guys once we get the drawings done, or once I feel like we have reached a specific level and enough to set up sheets, then we'll go ahead and have that tutorial on that as well. Okay, so right now we're getting ready to draw roof plans. As you can see, we have the second floor plan and we have the first floor plan. Let me say something about this. You see we have this heading here. I want you to make sure it's on layer 0. Okay, because when you set this up on sheets, you follow me, we'll have titles that'll go in the sheet file. And the reason why I say put it on layer 0, because typically layer 0 is what's known as a non-print layer. Okay, so if you go to the layer properties manager here, okay, and you, let's say, go all the way up to layer 0, And let's expand this guy out some so we can see a little bit more. And this is layer 0. And let's just double click this and let's see. What we have to do is we have to expand these guys so we can see what's what. There is one where, okay, so go ahead and set it to, see where it says plot? Set layer 0 to a non-print layer. When you see the minus there, okay, when you see that minus on there, go ahead and close it out. Now, when you get ready to print this, because when you print, you're going to print it from the sheet file, even though it's shown right here, it's not going to show up in the print, okay? So if we did like a real quick control preview, if we did like a real quick preview of the print, you can see that it's not showing that title because that title is actually going to be placed within the sheet file itself. And when we get to that, I'll show you guys exactly how to do that, okay? So yeah, let's go ahead and start to draw the roof plan. Now, first things first, when we're drawing roof plans, I want you to know what these lines mean, okay? You see this dash line here? This is the footprint of the building that the roof is going to sit on, okay? So this line right here, this is actually the edge of the roof. So you're gonna have a 2-foot overhang, meaning your roof is gonna hang 2 foot over away from the exterior wall, okay? So the way you draw that is you would come in and you would do something like this. What I like to do is I like to project lines down. So type in R-A-Y for Ray. Let's go ahead and project this line down, okay? Let's go ahead and project this line down. We'll start at the first floor, okay, and then we'll modify things. And then let's go ahead and draw a line here. And we know that this line is 36 foot 3. So you're gonna offset, type in 36 foot dash 3 inches. And you're going to offset that there. So type in TR to trim it up, clean it up. TR, hit the space bar. Let's go ahead and clean this up. Okay. And make sure you delete any lines that are projecting down from the roof plan. Okay, so this is your footprint of the first floor, right? So now what you want to do is, that's the A roof building line. Yeah, hit MA, master properties of this line, okay? And you want to go ahead and put these lines on that layer because we need a dashed line. However, let's go ahead and set it to that layer, and we're going to make a modification in the layer properties menu here. Okay, so A roof building line. So you would come here, right click, and you would go ahead and let's just say create a new layer, and you want to call it A-roof BLDG for building, and then type in line and type in, well, a roof building, let's just say roof plan. A roof building, take out the word line, just say ROOF, okay? And then click off of it and go back up to it. And see where it says -2? We want something that's a little bit spacier. So let's check hidden. Change the hidden, then click OK. Now close this out, okay? Now, as you can see, these lines, they still appear like this line. So what we're going to have to do, since there was no significant change, is you're going to have to come here, and then let's change the line type scale. Okay, right now the line type scale is at 6. Let's change it to 21 and hit enter. Let's see if it changed. Let's see, that's 21 line type scale. And then there's another one that we're going to have to change. Let's see, we can change it here, but let's change it to one that's a little bit more. Actually, this dashed is good. But typically, you want it to actually show, let's just say, you want it to be bigger, okay? You want it to, see how big these dash lines are? You want it to be something like that. And you cannot match these lines because this was a PDF, it's just giving you little pieces. So I like that 50 scale, but let's go ahead and change it to 100. Just type in 100 here and hit the period. Okay. Yeah, 100 is good. So now you can match the other lines, hit MA for match properties, and go ahead and change these other lines. All right. Now, what we want to do is let's go ahead and do the offset. We know that the roof itself it has a 2 foot offset. So you want to offset these lines 2 foot and type in offset, OF. And you're going to say 2 foot. Hit the space bar to activate it. And offset that line 2 foot, okay? And you want to, there is a command called fillet. If you type in F, you can click here and click here, okay? And you can, sorry, you can go and hit the F command again, hit the spacebar to activate it again, F, click here, then click here, click here, then click here. And then you want to click here, then click here, okay? Now let me do a save right now because I actually need to make sure my volume is still working. Okay, yeah, volume's still working fine. Now, the only thing with the fillet command, you see this rounded corner? Okay, when you use that command, okay, you type in F, and you have to tell it that, okay, select the first object, and you have to tell it that you type in R for radius, okay? And right now the radius is at a 1/2 inch. So you want to tell it that you want the radius to be 0 foot dash 0 inches and hit the space bar. And now select this line. That way you don't have a radius line there, okay? So you want to go back and refill them all. And generally you'll use that when you're drawing something with a radius on it. So type in F for fillet. The standard default setting is now set for no radius at all. Okay, hit the F button again. Okay, hit the F button again. All right, so now let's go ahead and delete those radius out of there because we don't need to see it, right? Let's click here, delete that out of there. Now we need to place this, and this is the edge of the roof, okay? Now we need to place this on a roof layer. So let's see what layer that we have in the drawing already set up for roof. That's a roof building line. Let's go to a roof building. No. Let's see. Let's look at all the roof layers. A roof building line. It should not be dash. A roof columns. A roof dimensions. Yeah, a roof building line. Okay, roof columns, roof dimensions, roof drainage, a roof general. No, that's not it, it's dash. We may have to modify it. So let's go back to a roof general, a roof text, a roof schedule. So yeah, let's go ahead and put it on the a roof general layer. And then let's go to the layer properties menu. And that's a roof general. Let's go ahead and change that line. Leave it blue, cancel out of that. Leave it blue. And make sure it's on continuous and click OK. And then close out of it. Now sometimes AutoCAD does glitch, so let's draw a line and see if it's dashed. Okay, it's not, so it didn't change it. So now this is how that line should be. So let's go ahead and hit MA for match. Select that line and let's go ahead and put these on an A roof general layer. Okay. So that's the general overhang of your roof. And I know it doesn't make a whole lot of sense at this point, but once we draw everything, you guys are going to see. Okay. So now let's go ahead and let's put in what's known as our hips and our valleys. That's these guys. Okay. And the way you do that, the way you draw that in is you go line, and just draw a line. Okay. And then type in RO for rotate, right click, or type in RO for rotate and hit the space bar. Select the object you want to rotate, hit the space bar, and come on the end and just rotate it up. And while the rotate command is still active, just type in 45. This is going to tell it that you want it to rotate it at a 45-degree angle. Hit the enter button, and there you have it. So now you would take this guy and move it, okay, and hit function F8 to actually get out of it, out of the ortho mode. And you would come right here, okay. And you would do the same thing here. You would select this guy here and then type in MI for mirror. And grab it right here and mirror it the other way. Turn the function F8 back on. Click, and you do not want to delete the source object. Now let's take this one, hit move for M for move. Let's take this one and place it right here. Okay. So now we can take these guys and hit TR for trim and just trim it right here. And get rid of the the trash that's left over, right? Okay, hit delete. And now let's draw a line on the center, on the south wall. Draw a line across the center, okay? And then let's select these two guys. And type in MI for mirror. And then select the bottom of that line we just drew and pull it up. Right click and hit no. Okay. So now there we have the first floor roof. All we have to do is draw the line here. Okay. And now we have, if we do this, if we just put LE for leader, if we draw a leader to show which way that roof is sloping, then we would draw that leader right there. And I just like to match things once I already have it drawn. You have a leader already drawn that's accurate right here, unless you have to modify it. But yeah, and this one probably should actually be a little bit bigger as it regards the closed foot arrow. So make that closed foot arrow about 21 inches. Not 21. Hit the enter. Okay, see how much bigger it got? So now let's type in LE for leader. You'll have one right here. And we'll probably delete these. I just want to give you guys a little bit of groundwork as it regards these leaders. So MA match. You want to select this one and select that one. And then you want to select this one and you want to type in MI. Okay, and you want to go this way just to show you how it's done. Okay, let's type in MI again because you have to finalize it and hit no. Okay, because it's asking if it wants you to delete the source object. Let's go ahead and move this guy down. And then do the same thing with this one. MI, select it, go to the center here, and hit no. Okay, so this is how your roof is sloping downward. Okay, so now that's the first floor. Now what we need to do is, because once we put the second floor on here, you see how only half of it's shown? But I like to draw them out to make sure, because when you cover it up with the other roof, then you can actually see how it's working together. Okay, so now we have the second floor here. Let's go ahead and project these second floor lines down. Okay, and again, guys, it's very important that you have the 6-inch walls. The only place where I didn't add a 6-inch wall was in this closet right here. Okay, because it was taking up too much of the closet space itself. So let's go ahead and project your second floor walls down, or AY. Okay, project that line down, and then project this line down. All right, and then you have a 2-inch overhang. So there's going to be a line right here because this wall is going to be consistent all the way up to the second floor. And same thing right here. This line is going to be consistent all the way up to the second floor. Okay, and let's go ahead and clean up these projected lines. Hit TR, clean that up, get rid of it. Take it out of here. And TR, spacebar twice. All right, so this is the deal for your second floor. We're going to take these lines, and we're going to move them down, but we're going to give them a distance. So let's move them down, and let's move these lines down. Oh, I didn't have them all selected. Hit M for move, and you want to select this line, because this is the footprint for the second floor, right? This line, and that line. And from the center point here, you want to click right here and move it down. And you want to type in 100 feet. So hit 100 and the feet sign, hit enter. Okay, so there is your second floor. Now let's clean this up. TR. Let's go ahead and clean these edges up, because now what we have is this is the extent of the footprint of the second floor. Oops. TR. I keep hitting the wrong thing. Sorry. TR. It looks like something's off there. Okay, there it is. So this is the footprint of the second floor. Now what are we going to do next? We're going to offset it what? What's the overhang? 2 foot. So offset, type in 2 foot. Click here, click here, click here, and then click here. All right, and let's hit match properties. Let's go ahead and match the wall lines like we did at the first floor. And you guys are going to see how we're going to clean it up, how it's going to come together. Okay. Now hit F for fillet. Okay. And let's go ahead and close these ends. Hit F for fillet. Close that in. Hit F for fillet. Close that in. And hit F for fillet and close that in. All right. So now this is how our second floor is going to look. So actually, since we have our 45 drawn here, we can take this one and copy. Okay. Most slopes are already in plan. It's already going to be drawn. It's always going to be drawn at 45. Okay. So let's take this guy here and MI, or hit MI. Select this guy. Right click, drag to the end, pull it down, hit enter. Okay. And then let's draw a line on the center of this wall. Okay. Let's take these guys and hit MI for mirror. Let's click here and pull it up and hit no. Okay. So you see how that's working? Okay. And it's actually showing, I don't know, looks like something is a little bit off. Let's see. Let's draw a line over this one. It looks like it's on the 45. It should be. But you never know. So, what is that? Stop it. Move. Yeah, it's on the 45. Because right here, it seems like there's a lot less space based on what they've drawn. But then let's project the roof lines down. This is how you can always check yourself. And then we can determine why if something is off. Okay? So no, everything is still the same. Still the same there. And it's got a 2 foot overhang all the way around. Okay, so let's go ahead and get rid of this guy. Ay, ay, ay. And let's do a DI here. Okay, just check. So what is that? 34 feet. Anyway, we did make some changes, but not too drastic. Okay. This one is 40'3". Okay. So what's happened is their roof plan, because we made some changes at the second floor, their roof plan is off a little bit. It's off this way. So for example, if we take it and we draw a line here, and if we take it and we draw a line here, okay. Now let's go ahead and take this and move it. So ours is just a little bit different, okay? And the difference is we don't have that, the crown here is, the ridge here is not gonna be as long or as wide. So this is our second floor roof plan. This is how it's gonna show, just like this, okay? So now what you wanna do is you want to, let's go ahead and, let's delete these arrows. I dropped them in so you can kind of understand what the slopes are, okay? So let's go ahead and move this. And let's grab the wall, okay, the building line below. Hit in for move and grab right here, okay? In fact, let's do this. Let's project a line down. I want you guys to see RAY. We're going to project this line down right here, okay? Let's go ahead and move this guy up. So hit move, click and drag to the right just so you can only select the roof we just drew. Let's go ahead and pull it up right here. Okay, now let's go ahead and delete this line. So right now, as you can see, we have a bit of redundancy, right? But that was intended. Let's delete that line. So you know that this line is not going to show at the second level. So let's go ahead and trim that line, trim it here, and then take it here and delete it. Right? Okay. And it seems like, you know what? It seems like VI. Let's go ahead and check here. Okay. I'm just checking something out, guys. Let's see. Yeah, That's why it's a little bit bigger. Okay. So what's happening is, and that's good. I like for these problems to present itself. Let's undo. Let's undo. I want to undo this and go back. And let's go ahead and hit LAY, FRZ. You want to click here to turn all those dimensions off. Let's just turn everything off. Turn that off. Let's turn the text off. Okay. Let's turn these off. Oh, let's see, Control Z. So the reason why those windows turned off here and the windows up top didn't turn off is because I blocked these. I didn't block these. And the A-plan dimension layer. So let's go ahead and explode them. I gotta get this right. This is how important your layers are. See, now they're on the Windows layer. Sometimes AutoCAD will glitch. So take that one, and then let's take this one. Let's hit BLOCK. Let's just say window, click in here. Let's say WINDOW revise. And click OK. Select objects. So let's highlight that window. Let's highlight that window. Let's do them all. Let's get them all. Well, let's do those two because it wants to highlight. Okay. Undo. Hit explode. Let's highlight this window. These two. Just this one. Just make sure after you block them up, you put them on the window layer. Let's see. Okay, where is it? A-plan window. Okay. So type in BLOCK and WIN2. And select objects. And then hit OK and hit OK. Yeah. You can name it whatever you want. Okay, make sure you put it on a A-plan window layer. Okay, so yeah, we got, you know what, let's leave these, let's just select these three and put them on a plan window layer. I didn't really have to explode them, I was just trying to check something out. Okay. All right, so now you want to hit lay thaw. Make sure everything is thawed out, then hit LAY, FRZ, and select these layers, okay? And let's go ahead and freeze the numbers, freeze the text, freeze those guys. That way we just have nothing but floor plan, right? Okay. Now what we're gonna do now is 235. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna check this guy out. So what you wanna do is copy, okay? Just copy some over here. Okay, and we're gonna hit block, B-L-O-C-K. All right, hit block again. Hold on 1 second. B-L-O-C-K. And let's just say, call it a test because we're gonna delete this. Select the object. Let's go ahead and select this and click OK. And then hit block again. Just say test 2. Select the objects. And then click OK. All right, now let's go ahead and move this. Because the reason I'm saying that something is off about that roof layout, and I want to make sure that our drawings are aligning as they should. Okay, now this is second floor, so go ahead and move this. And this is how you check things. I'm going through this exercise just to check things. So that's where the floor plan is off. Let's go ahead and do this one, R-A-Y. That's where the roof plan is off. Okay, it's always good to check things. Okay. I guarantee you something will come up in the future with me showing you this method, me allowing this to actually be shown and to take place is going to help you out. You have to learn how to troubleshoot issues when issues seem to present itself. I know if you guys remember correctly, you know, I was saying, or if you remember what I said in one of my videos, if you really are persistent with things, if there's an error in your drawing, it's going to always tell on itself. Well, this is one of those situations, right? So let's go ahead and move these 45s up. Because what happened was I drew the second floor roof was drawn a little bit too big. So now let's go ahead and look at the stretch command here, okay? This is a good way to give you guys an example of how it works. So hit S for stretch, and you want to highlight all the points that you want to move. Then we know that this is the wall. We know that this is the wall that represents on the roof plan. So now we're going to come here and stretch it up. Bow. All right, let's go ahead and delete that, And let's delete this. And we can go ahead and delete these two because that's all we needed it for. Now let's go ahead and take this guy and move it, okay? This is your 45 that we created. And then you want to come here, type in MI for mirror, select it. There's your 45, or MI. Hit enter, move. And then clean it up. Now select this guy, this guy, type MI for mirror. And come to the center of this line here and pull it up. Let's go ahead and delete this, we don't need it. Now let's draw a line here, okay? And now as we can see, this second story roof looks like what's drawn here, okay? Because we had something off. So again, that was, you know, I could edit the video and cut that part out, you know. I like to, you know, show how things can get misaligned and how things can just, you know, get, misconstrued and how to fix that. This is what students need to see, right? So now let's go ahead and take this guy and let's align our floors. So you'll take this guy and you'll place it right here. So now we can clean up our roof plans, right? So let's go ahead and hit TR for trim. Let's get this one and this one out of here. Okay, let's go ahead and trim right here. We can get this guy. Doesn't need to show on the second story. All right. And there's going to be a line here. Okay. So now there is your roof plan. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to treat it just like we did the floor plan. I'll do a little bit more, but I'm going to leave it up to you guys to actually get things annotated. Let's see if my volume is still working. Okay, yes, it is. To actually get things annotated and, you know, documented on the roof plan as is. So let's go ahead and take this guy and move it back some because it's overlapping the one on the top and it's not showing as dashed. And let's do the same thing right here. Don't need to show on the second story. Boom. Okay. Now there's something I typically like to do for line weights on roofs because you really want your roof plan to kind of pop. So let's go ahead and take it and slide it up some. Let's go ahead and take this and copy because we're gonna do roof framing plan and everything once we get into construction documents. So this is, just call this roof plan, ROOF. Keep it in all caps, ROOF, spacebar. Here's your roof plan, okay? So you have first, second floor, here's your roof plan. We'll get ready, we'll put the elevations in a moment. But you know, I kind of want to show you guys something. What we want to do is we want to show the dimensions. So go to a line dimension here. And at each floor you want to show this, okay? And let's go ahead and put it on a dimension layer or a text layer. That's been turned off, Control Z. Let's see. Let's turn the layers back on. So LAYTHW, lay thaw, hit the space bar, and then hit LAYON, hit the space bar. Now all of the layers should be turned back on, and they are, okay? So now we have this 2O here. Let's go ahead and put this on a dimension layer. Let's see. Elevation dimension, but I don't like that one. That's crazy. So let's match it with this one, MA. So I like it to pop out a little bit. Yeah. All right. Let's see if we can move. No, we can't do that. You want to show one there. You want to show one here. Okay. You also want to show it. You also want to show it one here. And you want to show one here. And just match it with this one, just to give it put it on the correct layer. Okay. So there's your roof plan. And what we're going to do is we're going to put some things in, like these little things right here. These are downspouts. So we're not showing the gutters and we're not showing the downspouts. We'll go ahead and put that in. Don't worry about the scale here. It's going to be different when we set the sheets up anyhow. So the only thing, these guys have skylights. So just like the furniture, and this looks like, these are solar panels, okay? So let's go ahead and block these. Type in BLOCK. Type in solar panel. And select the objects. Let's go ahead and turn these into a block and click OK. And let's take them and copy them down to our model. Okay. Got to show the solar power panels. I think they're shown. Yeah, they're shown at the second story. We'll move them up just a little bit, something like that. Once you get them there, you can explode them if you need to, just to get rid of this leader line. That was not supposed to be included in the block. And let's go ahead and bring these skylights over as well, okay? So you want to come here, drag it down, and just snap it there, okay? And get rid of the leader lines. We're going to incorporate the real leaders when you guys add the text to it. I'm just going to draw everything for you so you can actually know what they are. So this is and we should have one of these little small gables here too, right? This is a little small gable, And the reason they put these in projects is because right now what you have is if you keep in mind that the roof is sloping, so it's sloping down this way. What happens is this creates a water trap. So you have to put a little small gable here to kind of shear the water off to the left, to the right, and then shear the water off to the left. So that's what this is, because you don't want water just sitting there. You know, water will find and seep its way through a rock if it sits there long enough, right? So that's how you're going to draw your roof plan. And let's go ahead and stretch this back. You want to kind of keep it clean, right? And let's go ahead and add your slope arrows, all right? And we'll add the slopes back. And under this, let's see, it's not really showing, but what we want to do is we want to copy everything. Okay, let's copy the ridge vents. This is just a circle. You don't have to know how to draw that. Let's copy the downspouts, okay? And we'll actually put the gutters in. He's not showing the gutters, but we'll go ahead and put them in once we put the downspouts in. And then just type copy, CO, and click on a point where you know that you can use for a point of reference. Let's bring this stuff here, okay? Now, this guy needs to move a little bit out, okay? That one is fine. I don't want to show downspouts at the second level because you have nowhere to dump the water. It's just dumping it on the roof. So you may as well just let it drip. So at the second level, keep these downspouts out of there. Well, leave them on this side because we'll need them. I'm just not a fan of dumping water out on the roof. It doesn't make any sense. So go ahead and delete that one. Yeah. Yeah, we'll place them once we get everything in. All right, so there's a roof plan. So you have let's type in LE. So you want to put one here. Type in, hit the space bar. You want to drop one here, okay? And we already know, hit the space bar. You can put a little small one there and put one here. Slope, put one here. Slope, put one here, and put one here. All right, and then hit MA for match. And this is basically just showing which way the roof is sloping downward, right? This is the way the water is going to flow. And if you ever have one that's small like this, you have to kind of make it a little bit bigger. We can get it to fit. Hit MV, move. Just place it right there. Okay. Okay, now let's go ahead and tell it what this is. Let's use this text. We don't need it to be that big. Just copy it from the bedroom. All right. And just come right here. And I'll show you what we're going to do with this in just a second. We're going to overwrite this. But we need to slope. SLOPE. Okay. And let's see. Let's change the text height to 6. Yeah. And we'll come in and put the actual values of the slope. So come and hit F8. And we'll put one here. We'll just have to rotate it. We'll put one here. And we'll put one here. All right, now let's take this one. Select it, type in RO for rotate. Select it and hit the function F8 button or the F8 button if you have a regular keypad. Let's go ahead and move this guy over some. All right, let's go ahead and copy it around for the vertical slopes. So put one here, function F8, turn it off to free it. We got a slope here. And typically we'll put the slope in like 1/12 or something like that. Once we draw the elevations, we can determine what the slopes are going to be. Okay, so we definitely have to show the slopes on. Jeez, I'm gonna have to leave that. We're gonna have to dump this water out on the roof. I hate that, but it is what it is. Okay, so now let's go ahead and take this guy and this guy and copy them down. We had deleted them earlier, but making an executive decision right now to go ahead and leave them in. Typically, I do not like dumping water out on the roof, but okay, we have to do what we have to do. Okay. Why didn't the whole thing copy? Hit undo. Just hold down shift on, highlight that line, and type in copy. That way the whole thing will copy when we did the, and hit function F8. And there it is. Let's place it right there. Okay. Now typically what we'll do is we'll type in TEXT for text and click and drag right here. It's going to be something big, right? So you're going to hit D.S. And that's going to be for downspout. And change the height to, let's just say 4 inches. Or let's keep it consistent, 6 inches. Yeah, you want to place this by one of those. Hit F8. So place one here, go to copy again. Just place one by each downspout. Okay? And this one needs to move out some, so you can place it out a little bit. And then you can just put these here, these here. And then come here and select this, hold down shift and deselect that line, hit M for move and move it out some. And then hit M for move and copy this whole thing, hit M for move. And then copy this whole thing. Again, you're gonna deselect that. And you're gonna hit F8 just to keep it straight and clean. And we're gonna drop it right here. Drop one right here. All right. Let me hit copy. So copy it back. I moved it. All right. You want to try keeping it in alignment with the other guy on the other side, something like that. And you have to actually place them on this side as well. So let's go ahead and move this guy closer to the roof line. Then move it up some. I would say just place it right there. Copy. Because they have to be on all sides, right? So you place it right there. And highlight both of them. Do what I'm telling you to do, please, Mr. AutoCAD. Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and copy it. Let's deselect that line and bring them over to this side of the building as well. Hit escape. And there you have your roof plan, guys. We want to put these on let's put them on a window layer. Okay, you don't have to block them up, but just put them both on a window layer. Let's say a roof, non-structural. Okay. And then let's put those on a window layer as well. All right. So there's your roof plan, okay? And what I want you guys to do is all of the notes and the leaders, how they're calling things out, I want you to add the notes. Okay, the same thing, same principle that we did with the floor plan. I want you guys to add the notes. So right now we have the second floor, and let's make sure all the layers are on. THW, and then LAY on. And then we can also check here, nothing is frozen, nothing is locked. All right. So let me give you an example of a locked layer. Okay, if we take this layer here, we go to here, and we want to lock it. All right, well, guess what? It's locked. You can't delete that layer. You can't move that layer. Nothing you can do because it's locked, okay? So I just wanted to give you guys an example of how a locked layer works. You already know how you turn them on and turn them off. You can also come here and unlock it, all right? So that's it for your roof plan. Okay, there's your roof plan. Make sure you hit Control S for save. And once we get everything in, and the reason why I'm being so, let's make sure that the volume is still working. Yes, volume is still working. Okay, good stuff. Once we get everything drawn, we're going to compile it into one file. We're going to stack it all up on top of each other. This is why it's important that we have our layers correct, because once we start to use express layers, and you guys are going to see why, you know, it's very important to have everything on its proper layer. Okay. Now let's do one thing before we actually go away. This roof, I like to have line weights. So let's type in. Let's go to the A roof. Make sure it's on A roof layer, and type in REC for rectangle. Type in REC. Let's draw a rectangle right here. Wait, no, it should be on the A roof layer. Make sure it's on the A roof layer. Then type in REC for rectangle. Let's draw a rectangle here, okay? Now go back and select that rectangle, and over here in the properties menu, on global width, let's change that to 2 and see what that looks like. See how it's darker? It's a thicker line. Because it's up higher, it should be, the line work should be thicker because it's closer to you, if that makes sense. Let's change it to 3 maybe. So you do that by coming to the properties menu under geometry and under the global width. Okay, you can just type 3, hit enter. Good. And what happens is when we start printing things out and things of that nature, you can actually see your line weights pop. So let's do the same thing here. Okay, type in PL for polyline. Let's go ahead and draw a polyline from here to here. Then let's draw another one from there to here. Then let's draw one from here to here. Then hit MA for match. So I'm going to match this polyline here and there. Okay. Now let's take this one and this one. Hit MI for mirror. Come to the center here and click no. So now, as you can see, these lines pop, which gives us some depth perception as it regards the roof levels or the roof floor that it's on. All right, so that makes sense. And actually, this guy, let's make these up top. I think the global width is 3. Let's make these 4. They should be a little bit thicker because they're sloping upward, right? So hit MA, change it to 4. Yeah, just like that. So that's how it should look, okay? So hit Control S for save, and that's how you draw your roof plan, okay? Good stuff, guys. Keep up the good work.